Coach Jesse Nakanishi, HPU Sharks. Could you please introduce your players that you have?
Yeah, on my right, Melo Sanchez, and on my left, Mai Dusanich.
Just a statement about today's quarterfinal game.
Oh, man, it's a heartbreaker. 1 point loss there, 4 points at the end and made it 3. But, credit to Zusa, first of all, Zusa Pacific. They present some unique challenges with their length and rebounding abilities. And they made some shots down the stretch, especially. We both teams didn't shoot it particularly well, but they made some key ones and got some key stops. So credit them.
Okay, Jesse, the team hasn't qualified for the tournament in quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an accomplishment, but going out in the first round is really tough.
Mm-hmm.
What do you tell your players at the end of the game? How do you get them to keep their heads up and know that,
Yeah, you never have
life
that
goes
speech
on.
prepared, right? But no one does. But no, we made sure they knew what big jumps we made in kind of year one together. Brought in 10 new guys. It's no moral victory for us that we got ousted, that we made it to the tournament at least. But, when we look at the big picture, pretty good accomplishment, not being there in 7 years and able to get the 3 seed and have some big wins along the way. And just the relationships we've got together, it's a really tight team. So it was a really fun year. But we're looking to make those next jumps, bigger jump next year for sure.
You played a pretty solid game overall, and you mentioned the mistakes that were being made. There seemed to be some lack of concentration here and there at certain points. Where does that come into play in the overall?
I don't know, big mistakes. Our defense has been our identity the whole year. I mean, we held them to 56 points, a pretty good 3-point shooting team, and yeah, they made some, but it's been our offense that has had to catch up to our D and then make some plays and timely shots and executions. And more often than not, I thought we executed pretty well. Sure, we didn't play a perfect game, but we gotta go make some plays, and we didn't make some when we needed to, but we kept it close and right there, and just didn't have that one play to turn the tables, if you will.
Melo, I'm sorry.
You got it.
Yeah, last question. Melo, you led the team today in scoring. You seem to have a pretty solid offensive output. What's your assessment of the game, and what do you do with your teammates? How do you talk to them after the game?
I mean, first of all credit goes to Azusa. I feel like this game they out-teamed us. First two games, I feel like we were the better team and out-teamed them. But this game, they for sure got us. But going forward, I mean, we're losing Tyrese this year and next year, but we're bringing all the guys back next year. So if anything, this is just motivation for next year to get even better and just push and make it even further in the tournament.
I hope you could build off that, because Melo read my mind of just you guys return everybody but one player next year. How useful can this experience be for you guys after, especially considering you guys did make it for 7 years, now you guys return a big portion of the team. How much can this experience be leaned on going into next year?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting, finishing the regular season 3rd. We were picked 9th in the preseason coaches poll, so I think we proved everybody wrong and that we're a good group, and we had 10 new guys, first year head coach, and we still made it to the 3rd seed. I think this loss today doesn't define our season. But yeah, it's just exciting for next year. Losing Tyrese is a big loss. He was a big part of our team, big culture guy. Everybody got along with Reese. But yeah, somebody else is gonna have to fill that spot. And yeah, just returning everybody else. I think we have an exciting season ahead of us.
And then, Coach, you guys are losing Tyrese, but you already kind of lost him in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
What's it been like over these past few games? I think the last time you played was actually against the Azusa Pacific back on the 22nd. What's it been like for your team trying to figure out and navigate without one of your top reserves?
Yeah, he's been, our energy bug off the bench and provides a lift off the bench. So, other guys did a good job. Jake and Ethan have been ready, and other guys have, like Melo and Josh have been playing big minutes, but even bigger without Tyrese. And I still feel it's not a one guy to replace him. It's been a team effort to replace him. But really, it's just that energy, and that guy's flying all over the court, how he plays, and it's hard to replace that. So it was a loss, but I mean, guys handled it well. We lost somebody throughout the year often. Crazy. I've never experienced an appendicitis on my team before. We had 2 in 1 year, and we had we lost a player because death in the family, and it's been one thing after another, and the guys have just been so resilient through the whole season, so I'm really proud of them in that aspect as well.
Well, Mel, talk about San Diego native. How fun was it to come back home and play in this tournament here?
It's always fun playing in San Diego, whether it's Point Loma or for the tournament. It's always fun, but it was just a blessing. I mean, it sucks that we lost, but it's always fun playing here for sure.
Well, talk about on your sweatshirt there, culture matter. I mean, you mentioned it a little bit, but I mean, just talk about this group specifically. What was so special about it this year?
Yeah, I think that we were just instilling that, culture is the main thing we're going to have about our team. Everybody just buying in, trusting in the coaches, trusting the process, what they're trying to accomplish through us. Since day one, we've just been hammering that everybody has to buy in, always stay together no matter what happens, have each other's back. That was probably the biggest part of our season and why we probably had so much success.
Well, Coach, to kind of close things out here, I mean, talk about the trajectory of this program. I mean, how can you build off a very successful year this year and you bring guys back, but talk about the trajectory of this program here.
I just think it's all mindset. We read a book together called Mindset, and just continuing our growth every day. And, there's not failure, it's just what you grow from it. And that's our mindset, after every game, after every practice, and after this season. We're just going to keep growing. The expectations and standards become higher now. We expected in our locker, we expected to win every game, and that's the mindset moving forward. And but you can't just expect it to happen. You got to go make things happen. And so we're going to make it happen in the spring. We're going to make it happen when we get them back in the fall, and then hopefully all that work we put in, we'll see the fruits of that labor and come season time. But the expectation is definitely there now. Like we talked about that expectation, but they've seen the expectation now and what it takes to win at this level. And we got to go beat the top level teams in our league. We got to go beat the top level teams in the region. My goal is always to schedule tough. We're going to schedule as tough as we can. We want to get regionally ranked and in that conversation. So the standards are higher. As high as possible, and this isn't good enough for us. It was a great year, together, and good first step, but I don't want to call it a moral victory, but it was a good year. It was a good year, but the standards are now higher for this program, and we welcome that, and we're gonna do our best to achieve them.
Congrats on a great season, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.